Alright, so this is game 4 of Brawler Bash 2015. I'm going against a skaven army. And it seems like lately I've gone against a lot of skaven armies throughout these the tournaments this year and last year. So this army has 2 warp lightning cannons, your standard thing, 3 big units of slaves, Gray Seer on foot, which usually they're on a bell. Usually don't see that often. And a bunch of rat darts. You see, here's this lineup. This looks like something off the Lord of the Rings or something. Those ranks and stuff. And he has one of Hell Pit Abomination and a unit of rats and two of those Doom Wheels. And yeah, I'm going against not necessarily a gun line, but definitely something that could. If I don't attack it properly, can destroy my monsters. Here's an angle on his some pictures of his Hell Pit Abomination. There's his warp lightning cannons. His 2 big units of slaves. I think beside the slaves is his main unit, which is clan rats. And he's behind that building. I kept on thinking, oh, this might not be good. If he gets into that building and does dreaded 13th. It's gonna be hard getting them out. Here's my spells. I got treason, which gets used a lot in this game, and I think I got the firestorm, and transmutation of lead. It really doesn't help much because I think my sorcerer is most of the time was out of range of combat anyway, and he's fighting against slaves. So what do you need that for? But I got first turn, and I move forward like this. I'm going straight for the main meat of his army, the stuff I don't want to deal with later on in the game. He scouts. He pulls this maneuver, the scouts. Gutter runners. I mean, you can't really do much about those Chaos Warriors. You don't really have many options to do anything. And then on the left side of the board, he brings in the other side of the Gutter Runners to harass my Chaos Spawn and Chaos Warriors. Not really that scared of that. I'm going to hit his unit with a couple of breath weapons just to soften up a little bit so I don't have so many turns to deal with this in close combat. But man, that's a lot of stuff to deal with. But I think I can take it. Over here, don't really have much to do with the slaves. There's just too many slaves at one time. I want to send my dragons over there to incinerate the slaves, but it's just not enough points in order for to push on. You know what I mean? It's like it's not enough points to go after to use breath weapons that you can only use 1 time per game. So, yeah. And over here on the left side with the warriors, I push the warriors up, march them up as fast as possible, and the Chaos Spawn trailing behind, because something tells me I'm going to need that Chaos Spawn later. And over here, in my magic phase, I think I tried to use treason against him, because I want him to roll on his lowest leadership instead of all that rank bonuses and all that other crazy stuff. And I think it doesn't go off. Oh. Don't forget, on the right side, I move my Marauder Horseman like this because I want to pull his Doom Wheel away, because I'm going after the target is going to be the Warp Lightning Cannon, so he's going to have to use that Doom Wheel to get rid of those Marauders. And also, I want to have a unit of Fortitude in that in his quarter, because that's one of my objectives. I need to get a unit of Fortitude into him. All right, and he decides after getting hit with a flame weapon, he didn't want any more of that, so he charges in the Abomination into Gollarok, and he charges his clan rats into the Chimera. I had to take that the actual Chimera model out because Gollarok's wings are so large. It's hard to actually put the unit models next to each other. I have so many big wings in my army. But then he charges the slaves into Chimera. I moved the hounds over there, over to my flank, to at least force the Doom Wheel, if it goes around, to hit those hounds. Actually, no, I was just playing around. I didn't plan that. I forgot to actually move those hounds. But anyway, here's another angle on that. In his turn, he charges. He also charges his Doom Wheel into the Marauders. So that's going to be a dead Marauder unit. I was thinking it might be able to get one wound in, but he ended up rolling so many impact hits it kills him. But anyway, over here in this close combat, the Chimera, I'm thinking the Chimera should hold, and then he tells me the guy, one of his characters has the Fail Blade in there. So I'm like, uh-oh, that's not good. And he has another character in there, I believe. Alright, and as you can see here, here's him charging his unit on the right into the Chimera, which I had to switch out for a different model because his wings are too big. He also charges his Rat Bus into my Chaos Hounds. He moves his in his movement phase. He moves a Rat Bus in front of the warriors to try to block the charge into the slaves. Hopefully, I can get around that and move into the slaves, and when the Doom Bull hits, I'll use the wounds from the slaves to combat res the Doom Bull out and maybe break it and make it run, and hopefully it will not rally again. That's the plan anyway. And here's an angle on the Doom Wheel getting into position to charge the Chaos Warriors. I'm not too afraid of it, actually. Hopefully my plans will go off well. He shoots a couple of Chaos Marauders out. I make a couple of the 6 less ward saves. He fires his Warp Lightning Cannon. It rolls a 2 on the strength, and so it hits the Warriors, and it's like strength 1 because of the blasted standard. Over here's an angle on the close combat that's about to happen. He got those 2 charges in. He's going to end up using an assassin and his guy with a Fail Blade. The guy with the Fail Blade does a wound to himself before this all goes down. He casts Bless with Filth on that unit with the assassin and whatnot. And I think he tries to use Skitter Leap to get a character behind my other characters to fire some type of sphere of death or whatever you call it. He also, I think on the left side, he also fired his rocket, the rocket missed, the Doom rocket. In close combat, the assassin, the Fail Blade guy, killed the Chimera, overrunning into Galrock, who's already in close combat with a Hell Pit Abomination. So that should be fun. Alright, and over here, I think my Hounds do 2 wounds against the Rat Bus, and then the Rat Bus, I think, turns around and does 2 wounds against the Hounds. 1 or 2 wounds against the Hounds. I'm not really sure. I'm thinking that these Hounds should die and get run down from the Rat Bus. Over here in close combat, what ends up happening over here, one of his rats charge in. He hits the guy with the Fail Blade. He comes over. Galrock challenges. He accepts with someone else, I believe. I think it's the assassin. Galrock kills the assassin, so he takes the Hell Pit Abomination out of close combat. Galrock wins close combat by a couple, right? Because he got the Thunder Stomp and everything like that. So, whew, that could have been bad. Over here, the Chaos Warriors get the close. Over here, in my turn, the Chaos Warriors get into close combat. I roll for Winds of Magic. I get 6. So I give them +1 armor save, I believe. Or it might be -1 to hit. -1 weapon skill with the slaves, which is kind of useless. And then over here in close combat, I think I was trying to cast Treason on the unit so they'd probably break from the leadership. And he lets it go. And I think he rolls double 1s when it's time to take a fear test. So he's pretty golden. My Chaos Lord charges in my turn. He challenges the guy with the Fail Blade, accepts. He kills the guy with the Fail Blade, and then Galrock challenges again. I'm still challenging with Galrock to keep him out of close combat. I charge in with my Exalted Hero. I should be able to break this unit with the Exalted Hero and the Chaos Lord fighting into it. He's now doesn't have the guy with the Fail Blade anymore, and his assassin is dead too. Because I put all my attacks from the Exalted Hero into the assassin. This should go my way. So now I'm pretty secure with this going my way. I got Treason off of him, so he has to use his lowest leadership in the unit, which is, I think his leadership is 7 or something like that, or it might be like 8. I'm not sure. I think it's 7. And then over here, Warp Lightning Cannon doesn't really do anything in the whole game. I'm okay with that, of course. Yeah. And in close combat, here's an angle of the warriors getting in there. They do a couple of some wounds. They should be able to hold there almost indefinitely. Hopefully that daggone thing doesn't jump in there and kill my guys and break me. The Chaos Spawn hits the rat bus on the flank and does a bunch of damage and kills it. Takes 2 wounds in the process. Over here. Yeah, this should go my way, the Chimera, that whole fight. And then in close combat, that's with the hounds going on there. I think I used treason on the slaves in order for them to break in close combat. No, that was treason on the other guys. In order for them to break in close combat, I didn't realize that the lowest leadership in that unit was like 7 or 8. But anyway, here's a couple of marauders dying. And here's the tank killing a bunch of hounds. I'm sorry, that's not a picture of the tank. That's the picture of his roll to move into the hounds. I'm sorry. He's doing his movement now and getting stuff ready. He moves closer to the marauders. He's going to try to start picking them off. And over here, he moves his guys closer to me. And then in his magic phase, he uses Skitter Leap. Jumps a guy out. He has something that makes you take an initiative test. And I'm like, holy crap, it's the Squirrel Master. He said, jumped out and he said, I'm his bitch. Then he's going to use Crack's Call and kill my Chimera because the Chimera is technically in close combat with slaves. This is bull crap. The warriors, they bitch off the Hell Cannon, they bitch off the Doom Wheel because the Doom Wheel thought he was badass. And they were like, no, not happening, not today, not ever. They kill a couple of rats. They hold. Oh, man. This is gonna be bad. They killed the Chimera. He's dead. He's dead. And I'm like, oh, what else do you have going on? And he has another initiative test thing going. I'm like, oh crap, my Chaos Lord is on a dragon. The dragon initiative is like 2 or something like that, or 3. That could be bad. Then in close combat, the exalted hero dies to a bunch of clan rats, and I'm like, what in the blue hell is going on here? The Hell Pit Abomination dies against Galarok because Galarok makes him take a bunch of toughness tests. And I rolled 2d6 toughness tests. He has to take 12 of them, and he dies. And so that helps out a big deal. Then he loses by quite a bit because the Chaos Lord goes ham. And then he says, I'm going to use my Lucky Day card, which makes it so that you automatically pass any leadership test you have to take 1 time per the entire tournament. And he uses it there. And I'm like, crap! So this close combat, I break them. Treason works finally, even after the fact that he used the Lucky Day card. The Doom Wheel runs, flees from close combat. Hopefully he keeps running. The Hound dies in close combat, so that's good. And over here, here's me overrunning, so that's going to be awesome. Thinking I need to send Galarok over there. I totally mess up. I meant to send Galarok over there and then send the Chaos Dragon over here to mess with the big swarm here. And you see how close his guys are together? It's very important that you remember that. Over here in close combat, they finally kill the Chaos Spawn. So that was pretty much my turn. No, that was my turn. After I overran from chasing his guys down, then in my turn I charged that cannon over there and fly over, and then I realized I try to use some magic maybe to do some damage and make some flee or do something, get some points somehow, some way, right? And in his turn, he miscasts 3 times, and he makes a big explosion. It's enough to cover the unit next to him, and so they take a bunch of wounds. They flee from the explosion. He takes a bunch of panic wounds from that, and so it caused a panic bomb because each unit hit another unit, and I got a bunch of points from halfway points from everything in that unit. It was the last turn of the game. It went my way. I got 2,700 points. It was great. And so I go forward to fight for the best Chaos Warrior player of Brawler Bash. And yeah, So subscribe.